Well, that's why my music is so goddamn loud. Why did you do that, you potato? Yeah, let's go with minus 5.99 decibels because I want to upset myself at basically every available opportunity. That's super good. Probably bump this up a little bit as well. Anyway, so the relative odds that this works are 0. It's actually 0 chance that things will be good for even a moment. But maybe if I don't stress the connection too much, I won't trigger blatant throttling that's probably in violation of some FCC regulation or something else. I don't know, no one gives a shit. We gave telecoms $3 billion to install fiber infrastructure over the entire United States, and then they just didn't do it, and nothing ever happened. XD. Just join a match and instantly forfeit. It's that kind of day, you know? It's the day where we stand slack-jawed in awe of the total progress of the human race. Hey guys. Guess the bot must have pinged. How are we doing tonight? I bet this quality is super fucking good, huh? And even now I'm still dropping frames a little bit, but... Wait, did I really just join another team that was already forfeited? That's really good. Playing casual tonight because if my internet shits itself during ranked, I don't want to upset someone. Twill says, today on Twill tries to sort everything in Zero Ranger. Do not sword Despair's melee. Nice. Arcada asks, is this an AJ stream? It is, in fact, but this time in 600p because that's what the OBS settings wizard gave me after realizing that I could only sustain an unsteady 3000 kilobits per second, which is still more than the majority of Australia because your government decided copper cables were okay, so I really have no reason to fuck. Windia. 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 No. What a good exchange all around. So yeah, hopefully this isn't too terrible. I could turn the camera on if you guys wanted to see it looking really fucking shit. Hey. That's just the kind of day it is today. 8 gigs of RAM isn't enough to run Forza Horizon 4 without getting audio dropouts. All of my teammates are chimpanzees, and United States telecoms are fundamentally immoral organizations. God bless. But hey, double XP weekend in Rocket League. So I can finally fill the gaping void in my heart. Newt says, man, I keep forgetting you renamed everyone to cute girls. That's the strat. I've explained this so many times, and it works every time. 50% of the time. Alright, you go ahead and clear that one, Dia. You go. Take to the skies. It's okay, you tried. Damn, that was wide, actually. I wonder if I can just pop this up in kind of a weird way. Nope. Chris says it's not too bad, but then again I'm on my phone that doesn't let me do 1080. Well, joke's on both of us, because I've never been able to stream 1080, because you can't stream at 1080, even at 6K bitrate, unless you're using a software encoder cranked up to 11. A hardware encoder, like the one I was using, until I had to set this up, really just doesn't cut it. You can't squeeze 1080p 60 into 6,000 kilobits per second without basically having a PC that doubles as a space heater. It's kind of the nature of the exercise. T's apparently getting a fucking Ryzen set up sometime very soon. So I can be jealous about that. Can you guess when will you finally complete the process and change your own name to that of a cute sword girl? I mean, that's what I fucking call self-actualization. But, oh yeah, here's a copyright strike. When did I put this in here? Is that just gonna roll in? You're not gonna let it happen, right? Okay. I gotta ask, you're telling me that AJ isn't a name that belongs to a magical girl? You know, I never thought about it like that. I guess that's close enough. Keeps it in play, maybe. Yeah, somehow Sailor Tyrone... Wow. Yeah, somehow Sailor Tyrone Selma doesn't exactly roll off the tongue as part of a transformation speech. Alright, Windia, I will take the shot. I will do exactly that. I have to read out your messages because I bet they're not readable at 600p. Alright, you clear that shit. Continue clearing it, please. We still do need to beat somebody, okay. You know what, that's all fine. Fuck. So I swapped to Dominus, and it's been interesting. Okay, you don't want to be here, so I'll try and come up. I think Yen described Dominus as a tennis racket by this point, probably a couple months ago, and it really is how it feels. Like, the length of the car allows you to control so many shots that would otherwise go out of your control, and you can get a lot of power out of it. Okay, so we check the attacker. Please clear that. Follow up, please! Thank you. Oh. Everyone is very sad now. Chris says, I keep forgetting T has a beefy PC when I see him stream a bunch of poverty shit that can be played on a potato. Exactly, like the guy is out here playing fucking 86K Castlevania on a PC that actually beats mine into the dirt and laughs while doing it. Meanwhile, I'm out here trying to play Horizon 4, like, yeah, you know what? 8 gigabytes of RAM is enough. I'm sure everything will be fine. Then I get audio dropouts somehow because the game is trying to stream in the Hall of the Mountain King into RAM and FLAC. I don't know, man. Hey, Venice, thanks for dropping in. So nobody besides me has complained about the quality so far, which is cool. We have to make a shot. Well, we have to make 2 shots in the next 5 seconds, which is impossible. So instead, I'll just commit suicide, I suppose. There we go, Windia. Fucking go for it. Oh. So far, we're at 54 dropped frames, or 0.2%. So things have been going mostly okay. Apparently 3K bitrate is enough to insulate most of the disaster throttle spikes to the extent that the network can keep up when things black out for a little bit, instead of getting caught in an eternal backslide of trying to broadcast alternating 10K and 0 bitrate. But yeah, if I have to stream like this for a while, then I guess I'll be okay with it, and I hope you guys will be too. I actually kind of want to try Forza here. I just restarted my PC because I was getting some weird fucking hitching. And I'm gonna attribute it to an act of God. Fuck it. I don't actually care about the real reason. Daka Fashanti says, in a better world, you'd actually get the service you paid for. Alright, so here's the part where I bitch and moan, right? So, like, understand firstly that this complaining comes from a place of privilege where I both can actually afford to do this no matter how shitty it is, and secondly, that I live somewhere that actually allows me the privilege of throwing this amount of money on an internet connection. But we're paying $140 a month for this. And it's starting to get... Well, I could compare it to the act of playing a certain ice-based ninja in a certain fighting game franchise famous for violence-related controversy. But I think you all get the idea. And another notch on the Sub-Zero belt. God, what do you even do when all three defenders are just sitting there and you're sitting there right in front of them? I want the entire Tom Brady soundboard on my fucking stream deck. Just the word character. Carusa has another $1 in the Sub-Zero jar. No. The Sub-Zero jar. No. So Horizon, by the way, has been largely quite enjoyable. I will say that multiplayer functionality is a little bit clunky, and by that I mean I literally don't think they finished it before they shipped it, because sometimes you'd like, for a multiplayer experience it's intended to be seamless, there sure seem to be a whole fuck ton of seams, is what I'm getting at. Juggling which sessions you are and aren't allowed to join, grouping up with friends, or trying to figure out what the correct way is to remove yourself from the team adventure queue without getting banned. It's messy, and that's really all I have to complain about. Besides some slightly unwieldy control rebinding menus. Otherwise, it's been a blast so far. Now, keep in mind this comes from someone who's had only very, very, very casual and brief experience with other Forza games, and my racing experience outside of that extends to one time I played F-Zero, and then one time I played Need for Speed Shift. But I've been having a really fucking great time. Learning to drive without the assists has been very, very difficult, but it's been rewarding too. And the game does a good job of keeping the AI difficulty up to date. Not sure how I feel about the whole rewind feature thing. Seems like it's a major frustration killer, but I mean, what is crashing supposed to be if not frustrating? Insert your own reference here. Whatever kind you want, really. The seasonal system is a little weird. So there are 4 seasons. You got spring, summer, autumn, and go fuck yourself. And it's called Go Fuck Yourself because even with every car in your garage equipped with snow tires, nothing has any grip at all, and it's nearly fucking impossible to drive anywhere. It's actually really funny how difficult it is to drive in the winter. It's way funnier if you get like, you join an adventure, right? Which are these like best of 3 team events that are like 50% racing and 50%, hey, what happens if we put the Halo Reach minigame playlist into a game about cars? And if you happen to join one in winter, and it happens to be for a speed class that you don't have a car for, then what happens is that not only are you, like, learning to drive a rental car in, like, blizzards and hailstorms, but you also literally can't fucking drive at all because the rental cars have, like, a 95% chance of being garbage that does spins whenever you breathe on the analog stick. There are a lot of complaints I have about this game's multiplayer structure if you haven't picked up on it by now. Okay, we're doing that. Are you? Okay, S finally started moving. Alright, we beat a defender, and now let's mindlessly throw ourselves at the fucking net. But yeah, I've been having a good time. The other frustrating thing about Forza Horizon 4, which I did not buy, but I'm instead sharing from Frey's account, because apparently Microsoft has a better understanding of how you should be able to share games with your family and friends than fucking Valve, which is incredible. The other thing about it is that if you try to hook into it with game capture, what happens is that it will instantly force close with no log message and no error. And there's no explanation for why this happens. And if you try to capture it with display capture, then it eats your computer, and even in the best possible situation, you're getting like 30 frame capture max. And that's inconsistent too. So I just can't record it without using the game bar shit, which is non-optimal obviously, but like, it's really only a problem when it comes to streaming. Chris asks, have you gotten the meme van in Horizon yet? Though I know that game has almost 1,000 cars. Okay. Can I take a brief detour for a moment for those who haven't seen this? I don't know how well this is going to work. In fact, it's extremely likely that it's just going to spontaneously light on fire. But, let's see about this. If this game actually opens and doesn't, like, combust, I'm gonna be shocked. There's no way it's going to work. I may have been slightly more correct than I anticipated. Oh. Do we video games? I like video games. Hey, that sounds like it might be approaching something that could be considered a video game if you squint. So this is with display capture, so I make no promises on the actual frame rate of the capture. This is a 30 FPS intro video, don't worry about that too much. Like, it's supposed to look shitty, it's cinematic. I don't know what car I have on right now, but... Ah yes, the trusty Dodge I drive directly through the forest in a straight line. Here we go. Chris says turn off the music or else you will achieve instant copyright claims. Don't worry about it. Oh, did my mic die? That's alright. I guess I ran out of CPU resources and now Audition is on fire. That's kind of unfortunate, but just appreciate some fun, I suppose. Coca-Cola. All right, okay, it looks like Audition isn't missing Windows anymore. It is my sincere hope that my microphone is now not on fire. But yeah, that was your brief interlude, I suppose. Arcada says, stream buffering every 3 seconds, mic problems, Miku Cola, everything is on fire, classical music. This is now a real Tyrone Summer stream. Good. I'm glad that I'm not violating anyone's expectations on this one. Hey, Rocket League, are you fucking... hello? Well, shit, I guess we're done playing video games today. Oh, there it goes. Okay. We're making very slow progress. Alright, it's not on fire, I think. If it is in fact on fire, I'm sorry. Can't do anything about that information. Amazing that this game, amazing that Rocket League somehow feels like it's more responsive than Horizon. When of course my PC is on fire attempting to stream Horizon. Alright, what are we doing here? So it's 0-0. Alright, that guy's very cool. Has a large amount of sex with attractive women. So in case you're just joining us, this is the angriest I've been while streaming in a while because I really don't feel like I should have to deal with any of this at all. But I'd like to think that it's constructive anger. What I'm trying to say is that I'm a Magneto. Just go ahead and keep up with that one. So yeah, Horizon stuff, perhaps video games Horizon stuff in the future when I can figure out how to stream it without it lighting my PC on fire, but for the time being, we're gonna stick to stuff that doesn't stream my PC when I'm already trying to compensate for the fact that I don't receive the service that I pay for ever. I'm so good. That was a free shot. Go ahead, pop it out. Oh. I still don't understand how half flips are supposed to work. Okay, it's Space Channel 5. Chris says, I got hit with the full screen Raging Demon after stun of calls today at work. Lady calls the restaurant and says, I'd like to book a table for 18. I ask when, and she says, Misatsu. She says, in 10 minutes. Die 1,000 deaths. Okay, I'm gonna try to... Oh, no, we both whiffed the clear. Imagine being that guy right now. I've definitely never done something as silly as whiffing on an open goal after both defenders fly into the abyss. That's never happened to me. Bang it into the corner, boys. Or not, close enough. You can shoot from there, right? No problem. Arcada asks, real talk, what happened to the quality options? I miss my 360p memes. Quality options are controlled entirely by Twitch. I have no ability to ensure that they do or don't show up. If you would like to make sure that I have them all the time, then shill me to as many of your friends as possible because partners get them guaranteed. That's the strat. Do it for Australia. It's just the ethical thing, really. Alright, so we've equalized with 30 seconds left. And so begins the start of an extremely mediocre comeback. Gotta come at that with a little bit sharper of an angle, I think. Lynn, what are you doing back there? You're supposed to be fucking taking shots and keeping the ball in play. Now I can't do shit because you decided to take our corner boost while we were attacking. Bang. Remove that guy from the play while removing myself from the play. We'll call it 1 for 1. You better actually do it. There you go. You motherfucker. Alright, me being this far up is probably not to anyone's benefit, really. You better fucking pressure. You'd better challenge. Off the ground. This person has actually been responding to me pretty well all game. Credit where credit is due, really. I probably could have popped that up a little more. Didn't need to roll. I didn't want to go up on that. I've been kind of consistent about trying to pull back whenever I don't think I can actually, like, get power on a shot from that distance, but... hard to convey. Alright, you need to take that right now. Or I could. If we're just gonna dick around for a while. This is dumb. I've dried up on my weekly wins, so already the normal double XP is starting to seem kind of paltry. Even as I realize that this is basically the only reasonable progression rate that Rocket League has ever had in terms of actually acquiring items. Apparently, it's the 10th anniversary of the game they made before Rocket League. That was Rocket League, but worse and on the PlayStation 3, so there's that. That's apparently the reason for the celebration. Alright, so frames are not perfect. I can't really go any higher than this bitrate for sure. But it seems like they've been largely kept in check. I will, of course, join the losing side in this situation, as always. And it falls to me to right the wrongs of the previous generation. Which I will do by immediately turning over the ball and causing a shot on goal. Alright, drive that shit. Let's go. Fucking run it. Or do what you're doing. Okay. No big deal, easy every time. So yeah, I guess you guys can expect more potato casts in the future. I think... So there are two different kinds of Tyrone Sama's internet is shitty today. There is the connection is bad, usually because it's being throttled, because despite paying $140 a month for the privilege, apparently I'm not allowed to actually use the connection that we pay for. You're only allowed to pay me. That's type A, which is what's happening now. And then there's type B, and type B goes something like this. There's an outage somewhere. We're not going to tell you about this. We're not going to explain ourselves, and we're probably not even going to... Wagner. Anyway, we're not going to tell you about it, and we're probably not even going to fix it this month. But your connection will be shitty for absolutely everything while this is happening, instead of just shitty for people who actually want to use their connection instead of doing nothing but play League of Legends. I picked League of Legends at random because it was a generic video game. If you do play League of Legends, I have nothing against you, and there is help out there. But yeah, the reason I got into that is because if it's type B, nothing I ever do ever will help me actually stream. If it's type A, then given some coaxing, a potato cast may be possible. I mean, I streamed on a MacBook for a couple years until that MacBook literally caught fire in a New Jersey apartment. Remember that story? I streamed on that computer. Internal temperature 110 Celsius every day for like years. It's honestly a wonder that it still held up. It's like old MacBooks have spectacularly bad thermals, sure. But apparently they're made of fucking unobtainium to survive their own bad thermals for that long. So what else have I been up to? Well, shit. For the last 2 days, I've been basically superstitiously trying every power outlet in the house for the router, because one time I had a problem that looked like it might have been something like that. Where, on our old apartment, the router would just randomly eat shit when connected to a particular outlet because the power wasn't connected 100% of the time. And other than that, Rocket League, Forza, attempting to write about Zero Ranger, attempting to convince Frey that he should finish Zero Ranger so he can help me edit the Zero Ranger article. Akafashanti asks, you actually had it at 110 scene, it didn't light on fire sooner? Yeah, 110 every single time I streamed. It got to the point, if you actually go back and watch some of my old VODs, which you can't because I deleted them all out of shame, what happens is that towards the end of that PC's life, we actually started putting it on a boxed fan. Like, we put the whole PC on a box fan for a stand, because the fans didn't know what to do. They weren't powerful enough for the heat that that machine was producing. And yeah, I do see a spike here. I can prevent it going PowerPoint most of the time, but not all of the time. Motherfucker, are you serious? The potato casts are still going to be somewhat potato, I fear. Otherwise, they would not be aptly named. Thank you for your help, Wagner. You are an invaluable asset. I've also been pouring through the big long master list of single-player games. There's a lot of stuff in there that I'm probably not going to touch, at least not for a while. And there's a lot of stuff in there that I really don't expect to give any more than the honest college try. That is, I streamed it for 90 minutes and it wasn't interesting, therefore it's worse than Hitler. I'd like to think that I achieved something resembling greater nuance than that most of the time. But we all know I am pretty quick to drop games unless they are exactly garbage enough to capture my interest. Oh yeah, here's the slideshow again. That's actually going to 0 too. Like, that legit went to 0, which is not something I can do anything about. Like, 0 is 0 no matter how bad the stream quality is. And that's super unfortunate. Daryl has been streaming at like 6K this entire time, but he's streaming a card game where fluid motion really doesn't matter at all, so... I kind of envy him in that way. Ooh. Sorry about that. The start of this, well, the end of the conversation really is, hey Tyrone-sama, you should go back to Shadowverse. To which my response is, I don't like Shadowverse very much. I just think I'm not a card game person. Played a couple different card games for a while. And, that's about all I have to say, really. It's just... I mean, it's an experience that I understand the value in, sure, but... I don't really think you could ever get me to do it again for long periods of time. Oh my goodness. Why do you do this? It's not going in. Easy. Now says he's also streaming Standard, which is the equivalent to spreading plague. I mean, isn't Standard the only format in the Arena client that actually matters worth a damn anyway? It's like, oh, we can play Draft with a bazillion-dollar entry fee. Or we can play Rats, the format. Uh-huh, it's getting worse, that's weird. Ah, well, hopefully it's still watchable. Karna says, yes, MTGA does indeed suck. I don't know about that. I don't think it's a fair judgment to say that the client and the general experience of playing Arena sucks because the format that you dislike is being used as a test case for it. Seems to me more like the more apt way of putting that would be, I don't know, Standard sucks. Not an expert. All I know about the situation is that I would rather remove all of my toenails via lawnmower than ever play MTGO, ever. Like, the client might allow for more interesting and more diverse formats, but the experience of actually using it is like jabbing yourself in the eyes with needles. And then removing those needles and putting them into your fingers instead. Are we just gonna... Okay. Get out of here. Full says nice billiards shot. You know, I'm glad someone noticed. Erno says just play cockatrice. Well, that would be the answer, wouldn't it? Cockatrice is an alright sim. I cannot believe that floated in front of the goal for basically 15 years uncontested, and you were like, nah, I'm gonna take middle boost. Have you considered self-immolation? I really fucking hope so. That's my fault, though. I really should have... Like, I wasn't prepared for the only remaining defender to whiff in a way that cannot be explained by science. So when it came time to actually hit the damn ball, okay, that one had no explanation. That one I cannot reasonably defend myself for. There we go, clear it. There we go. You did it. Your 6A may be reactable, but at least you can clear the fucking ball. Chris asks, have you tried the Final Fantasy card game at all? Haven't, actually, and when Natalie and I went up to a card shop in NorCal, we asked, hey, do you have Final Fantasy? And the guy behind the counter is like, nope, nobody gives a shit. I'm kind of interested in, like, my periphery. Oh, no. Hey, I saved it, guys. You see that? I got save credit because I saved it. Anyway, how do you fuck up a kickoff that badly? I don't understand. Cornell says, Cockatrice is good until you play against someone that A, doesn't have a good grasp with the game rules, or B, doesn't really know how to operate the client efficiently. Yeah. I've noticed that MTGA's concept of automatic control resolution is a little bit messy. Like, there existing no place in between full control and automatically resolve spells to reveal your hand. Does kind of a bad job of, like, making it clear to the player what responses are actually available or in what order they can be processed. Plus, there's little edge cases that'll be resolved in due time. Stuff like if you have a card that has two different properties that, it's like, give a creature X and then give a creature Y, and then it asks you to target those, then it doesn't show you which you're targeting for. So you might give the wrong creature X and the wrong creature Y and not know until one of them has resolved. It's a little messy, I suppose. Alright, so we're tied with 30 seconds to go. I would kind of like to wait for one of them to just throw the game. Like, I'm definitely in no hurry. I get experience for every fucking second I spend here anyway. That's bad, though. I basically have to handle this at least. Thank God they whiffed. That's still in play. Nah. You better... Oh, no. Oh, no. I think my biggest complaint about the MTGA client while I was using it is that if a creature has an activated ability, then clicking that creature just activates that ability and there's no confirmation. So I do some shit like, hey, let me instinctually click on this card to bring up its expanded text because I don't remember the conditions under which I can use this. Whoops, guess I get to crew now. It is difficult to program video games. It is perhaps more difficult when instead of, like, programming a video game that's designed to be a video game, you're programming a video game that's an adaptation of a paper game that requires fucking judges. Well, actually, it's a colorless mana source. It's weird shit. And we have the opposite end of the situation where, like, hey, we designed a card game where we basically threw out any concept of stack resolution or instant speed responses because we want you to be able to tab out while your opponent plays their turn. I don't know. If you lose connection on the train or something, it's fine. And then what you get as a result is games where you basically smash your deck into the opponent's deck with absolutely no reactive decision making or how you say, like, natural counterplay. I hate the word counterplay now because it's so easy to misuse, and there's such a fundamental misunderstanding of what it means for something to have counterplay and whether it needs to. I'm really sad, but I don't know, all I'm saying is that I'm gonna make a point one of these days and just make a bot that plays aggro bats, and it'll get Grandmaster. Chris says, all this card game talk is me thinking about old card games. You ever play the Full Metal Alchemist card game or Chaotic? Apparently those are really good. Never played or heard of either, actually, and the mental images that resulted from me attempting to remember what Full Metal Alchemist actually was is what's responsible for that play that you just saw. Oh boy, it's more frames. I'm so fucking excited. All right, so we're up to 2% dropped frames. But I think all the remaining frame spikes are things that would have happened regardless of where my bitrate was set. Like, those are situations where the counter is going to 0. Like, nothing is getting through during those times, so I think I'm gonna leave the settings where they are for POTATOCasts. Prina says, I'm pretty sure you don't even need deep learning AI to get a bot to GM in Shadowverse. Nah, you don't need neural network shit. You just need to give it a list of bombs and say, hey, so if you see one of these on the board, you have to kill it. Otherwise, you swing face, and if there's anything in front of you that prevents you from swinging face, you swing at that instead. And like, even if the bot has no concept of board state after effects resolve in like any other case, even if it only knows what a ward is and what face is, I'm confident it could achieve a positive win rate at Grandmaster level. Why am I so confident about this? Because when I build a deck that allows me, a human, presumably, to play like a bot, I achieve 50% win rate while basically blundering every single situation because I'm having so little fun that I can't be asked to actually look at the screen. So a bot can do that while also never, like, trying anything fun or divergent that would potentially lower its win rate. Like, while I'm grinding points in Shadowverse, I'll say things sometimes like, what happens if I just put a card I like into this list? I bet it wouldn't be too bad. Bots never say that because bots don't understand, so they don't do things like attempt to inject warmth or creativity into the eternal soulless grinder that is Shadowverse ranked play. This is kind of a downer conversation. Anybody here like dogs? I like dogs. There's a fucking husky that we pass every time we walk around the apartment complex, who is just so goddamn excited to see us every single time. He's like, dude, there are people! Yes! And he just watches the whole time. Laser focus. That's the highlight of my day. That's basically why I go outside. We got a couple votes for dogs. Kuro, our sole dissenter, is a cat person. I like cats too. I don't understand dog or cat evangelism. What I will say is that cats are very bad at being pets. They're more like weird, kind of cool roommates. I can just kind of hang around. Taking care of a cat involves like adding 2 daily chores to your life and then nothing else. Taking care of a dog basically involves restructuring your life around the dog until you can trust it to, like, I don't know, actually scratch at the fucking door. Is that centered enough for you? Take the fucking shot, please. That's close enough. Come on. There we go. Will says cat allergy. Dang. Unlucky. That is extremely unfortunate. I think Frey was at some point under the impression that he had a cat allergy. He currently owns a cat, so jury's out. We both want to get a big fucking dog for when we move in together. But we also both kind of acknowledge that we're like kind of gigantic pieces of shit as humans sometimes. And that dogs are actually kind of hard to take care of. I wonder if I can sell him on a cat. Since the cat well, his cat is not his cat, capital H, capital C, as is the nature of things. But like, the dogs back at my rent's house, those are my dogs. They're not my dogs, capital M, capital D, but they're my dogs. No matter how hard my parents try to undo everything I ever trained them for. So we got a smart fucking mutt back home that very quickly picked up on the flaw in my parents' method of training. So now whenever you tell her to do something like sit, she'll just kind of cock her head at you like, what's in it for me? Like, she won't do shit unless there is food visible in your hand. And then, well, then she'll do whatever. But absolutely zero obedience until that point. My other dog, big, incredibly stupid chocolate lab, doesn't really understand, like, the concept at all. So whenever you ask him to do anything, you'll have to repeat it once or twice until he gets the idea that you want to do something. But he's too stupid to actually figure out what it is. So what he does is he does every trick he knows all at once. Like in very rapid succession. Like, okay, one of these is correct, what do you want? And he usually approaches the correct result because usually what we want him to do is stop fucking trying to tackle people or jump on the furniture. So, it works out alright. Chris says, speaking of animals, did you see my 4 a.m. possum war I posted in the Discord? I somehow missed all of that. That's our goal that I'm facing. Can I get a synopsis of the possum war? So another we have two dogs story, right? So the small and very slightly smarter dog, right? She's some kind of miniature mutt thing. So she barks at everyone who's ever fucking crossed our, crossed either porch. Just absolutely going to town, bouncing into the windows, just screaming. Like if dogs could scream, I think she'd be screaming constantly. And our lab is too stupid to understand what's happening. Like, he figures out that she's very agitated, but doesn't understand why. So he just gets really agitated too because he doesn't understand what's going on. And so he also starts barking. This is sort of the nature of the relationship. Like if Ashanti says, dogs can scream, it's a horrible sound. I mean, like, all YouTube videos aside. I mean really scream. I mean like human screams. Because a human scream is the only thing that we really process as a scream. There we go. This is stupid. This is an awful, awful game. Oh, there we go. And Val just decided to peace out. I think that's the plot of Blue Revolver, actually. Well, it says spoilers. I gotta go back to Blue Revolver. The double action update, which was previously Blue Revolver Black Label, was supposed to be released in January. And then was supposed to be released in March. And now is just, we don't have a release date. And I can respect realizing that you might not be able to meet the deadline. Oh, that's a good time for the game to stutter, thanks. I can respect realizing that you might not be able to meet your deadline and, like, opting to not publish a release date instead. But maybe do that the first 2 times. Thanks. Oh, shit. I just ran past that, okay. You know, we'll get this one instead. Yeah, please pass to me. Fuck. Noise. What are you doing back there? You have to take shots. I cannot beat both defenders and then also shoot. We are not good enough for that. You are in Platinum Elo. Possibly worse. I don't know what my casual rating is. Possibly significantly worse, actually. Ernest says microwave.org. I like how the microwave beep has become like a recognizable part of the background soundscape. Like if I overlaid like just microwave and plate noises and maybe the occasional sound of running water on the stream, I wonder how many people would notice. Wow, you actually just juked past both of them, okay. Free wins! Goodbye, Florina. Flo says, hey, the sound quality is good enough that I could tell Wes was scrambling eggs a stream or 2 ago. I mean, to be fair, have you seen Wes scramble eggs? It's actually part of the apartment lore that Wes mixes eggs like he wants to commit murder.
That's how I prevent myself from going out and committing murder.
Really, the eggs are a proxy for every stupid person in your life.
Yeah, I channel all that energy into mixing.
No, he legit goes like fucking 300 BPM egg mixing. It's ridiculous.
I don't have to buy an egg mixer.
Nobody needs an egg mixer.
Not with me around.
That's my shot. Thank you.
Mad look on your face.
signal, scowling at everyone around you.
Ethan just turns to me, face red. Kurnow says, don't forget aluminum foil. Okay, so I've been slacking off on this because it's a pain in the ass for me to reserve another button on the top level of the Stream Deck UI. But I want to just put up a fucking image of a roll of aluminum foil whenever that's happening. Just so people know.
Nah, it should just be one sad, crumpled sheet on the white background.
Aluminum foil ball.
Good shit.
Alright, so we're an hour into the POTATOCAST test. How are things? We're looking at 1.5% dropped frames, all in gluts like 10 seconds long because the United States internet infrastructure is basically the worst thing ever devised by humans.
Aww.
And it seems like people are a little bit behind, but not too badly. Alright, let's try this. When you hear this, just press 3. Optionally, send it. Like, ideally, you'd have the Twitch chat box focused while doing this, and then work out how to send the message on your own, but if not, that's okay. Just participating is all that I ask for. Nobody? Man, the delay is ridiculous. You guys suck dick at following directions. In about 20 minutes, someone is gonna post 3 just to be a jackass. Unless I dropped frames while explaining what to do. That'd be really funny. Goodbye, Ram. Twill says, I just left because my dog woke herself up barking in her sleep. See, don't let anybody ever tell you that I don't have the most supportive viewers on the planet.
I'm sorry, but I literally found anything else to do.
If I take this joke any further, though, I think I start sounding like Darkside Phil, which is not something that anybody should aspire to be sounding like, ever. That's basically a centered ball. Go for it. Let's... Oh my goodness, why? Okay, let's try this one more time now that you guys are presumably paying attention. I know I've got an extremely calming radio voice, except for when I lean into the microphone for no other reason than to blow out your eardrums, and I'm good at this video game. But...
It should put up your name.
yeah, it really should put up your own name if you won goal. Like...
Scored for the enemy team.
Anyway. Press 1 when you hear this. Because I need to figure out how long the delay is after dropping over 3,000 frames.
Press 1, then press enter.
Yeah, press 1, then press enter, presumably.
Oh, that was pretty good.
Alright, that's not so bad. More than usual, but less than expected.
Actually, mine have come in sooner because I turned around and it was already there.
Shoutouts to Bomberman. Okay, so even after dropping 3,000 frames, it seems like the stream mostly recovers. Because sometimes you get caught in the fucking vortex where you drop so many frames that Twitch has no idea what to do with you. And so you guys have seen this before, where suddenly the stream is lagging behind by as much as a full minute. Sexy says, it took me a while to parse what this was. Oh. Well, shit. Wait, what is Chris fucking talking about? What message did I miss? What in the fuck? Engaged in a sniper war train. Are we still talking about possums? I'm not sure how to respond to this, but anybody watching the VOD, if you're confused as to what I'm reading, don't worry, so am I. I just want to make that extremely clear. Amp says, hi, I'm here to listen and grumble angrily while I'm working. Perfect, the stream doesn't work right now. We call that a clear. Chris says, yes, that is the end of the possum story. Did you miss the first part? There is no first part. I looked at your message history, and that's basically what was there. So if there was a first part, then Twitch dropped it. The story I'm choosing to go with, though, is that you intentionally omitted the first part to confuse the fuck out of me. Easy. Fool says, today there was a mildly large spider attached to my trash can. So when do you move?
Attached?
Yeah, attached is a weird word to use, isn't it? It implies like some sort of fucking glue.
Molding into it. It's been there so long, it's now part of the trash can.
Stop. Yeah, Twitch has a habit of just silently dropping really long messages, which is extremely helpful, because usually the long messages are the ones that you really need someone to see. I'm just kind of bouncing around right now. Cool says, I shoot it off and broke its web, but it stuck to the handle. What? No. I firmly believe this is something that Wes and I have hashed out. Humans know evil in terms of its relation to spiders. And so as a related how the fuck do you pronounce the word? I actually don't even know how you spell the word. It's like logically related thing. It starts with a C. C-O. There's some L's in there. Damn, I'm a dumb bitch. Okay, like as in correlation? Like the noun. No, it's... fuck, I don't even know. Anyway. I'm gonna have to look this up later. No, not concordantly, it's close. It's a good try, though. Like, when something is correlated to something else, then the thing that is correlated is a blank. And I don't know how to pronounce it, and I'm not 100%... Corollary.
Maybe. I will look it up for you.
That doesn't even sound remotely correct, but it's better than what I had in my head. Anyway. As related.
Yeah, corollary.
Okay.
Google corollary.
Corollary. Is that...
Corollary. That's there you go. Yeah, you can tell spiders are evil. I mean, you know it because we hang them everywhere in, around Halloween.
C-O-R-O-L-L-A-R-Y, and let's see how it's pronounced.
Corollary.
Corollary. Okay. Never let me think I'm smart. Not even for a moment. Never let me think that. But anyway, as a corollary to the fact that we know evil as it relates to spiders, it follows that all evil can be objectively measured on a scale related to spiders. But because one whole spider is the most evil thing that anyone can actually imagine, even if you've convinced yourself otherwise, if you're in the dark, a spider is the most evil thing you can think of at that moment. Deep in your heart of hearts in the primate brain.
If you're trying to get to sleep at night, and you're in a dark room, you better hope you don't think of one spider.
And so it logically follows that all sources of evil less than spiders, that is to say, all sources of evil that are not multiple spiders, can be measured in fractional pieces of a spider. And so we think about like, and so like the little cookie banner that comes up at the bottom of websites because the EU doesn't understand digital legislation. That's like 4 millispiders. It's a log scale too. We're working this out as we go.
We'll arrive at an agreed upon metric at some point. Like, we'll give you exact numbers eventually.
Anyway, Chris's fucking possum story. Home alone, I'm chilling outside, and almost 4 a.m. home alone, I hear the sounds of my glass door being fucked with and think someone is breaking in. So I get my BB gun and metal pellets and sneak around to flash the lights and shoot out whatever I see. It turns out when I flash the lights, I see giant fucking possums. Fire at them until they run and think that's the end because it's 4 a.m. and I'm in my underwear with a backyard and a BB gun. But then the fuckers come back. How does it feel? How do people live in Florida? Like, I just don't understand. Tool says, the wolf spider I was talking about set up a giant ass net at head level on the sidewalk. What? No. Tell the last part, alright, if you insist. I have to fucking scroll up your message history. I hear them 20 minutes later. Oh, shit. You fucking sent another message, let's scroll it all back up. I hear them 20 minutes later, so I attach the scope from a SNES Super Scope and duct tape a flashlight and laser pointer. Sneak out again. As they run towards the fences, I'm engaged in a sniper war for 20 minutes trying to knock these big fuckers out, also not trying to knock them into someone's backyard. And I hate Florida for turning me into Florida man. Alright, everybody can go home. Your weekend was not as cool as this guy's. That's the end of the fucking line. Can't think I have to tab out of Rocket League. So I feel like I've generally gotten better at shots using the Dominus. My frame rate is also lower than I'm used to right now because I'm CPU encoding right now. And I'm CPU encoding on kind of a intense preset to prevent the blocking that comes with low bit rates. So I'm finding it a little bit more difficult to control the vehicle, but hey. Well, says I'm gonna go put a scope on my baseball bat now. So what you want to do, right? So you craft the baseball bat with a knife. That's the end of the thought process. You just put a knife on the bat. Take the Dead Rising approach. It's like, oh, fire axe plus gasoline. Okay. What are we doing here? Holy shit. Is this video games? The soothing sound of Overwatch callouts. Alright, you go, Marisa. There we go, easy. So one thing I think I'm done with forever is mobile games. I think at some point I'm gonna get a fucking clamp for my phone so I can attach it to an Xbox One controller. And I don't know. I've got Downwell, I've got RetroArch, and that's it. That's nothing else in terms of mobile gaming will ever be worth my time ever again, I think. Like, we've reached the end. I was telling me Star Ocean's really good. No, Star Ocean's really fun, and it's really, they give you so much stuff for free. No. No, neither of those things are true. This is the sort of silence that happens when I strawman something so outrageous that I don't actually have a response to it. Goodbye. Wait, it was a diversion. We were tricked. Okay, easy. That person actually just went AFK. Okay. Big whiff. Whiff king. Whiff king number 2. Well, that's actually a shot. So, we're at 1.2%. Connection indicator seems to be green with intermittent yellow, and then when stuff goes to shit for a what the fuck? Wait, what happened there? What the fuck? Okay. Takafashanti says the only good mobile game is Neko Hatsume. You know, honestly, that ain't even the worst take. What? Sometimes I sincerely hope I never get good at this game, just so things like that. I didn't know whether I wanted to get involved. Okay. Half decent clear. That becomes a weird kind of middling shot. Karnasas wins Dudley's theme, my dude. Ah, it's so overplayed. I mean, like, it's not bad for sure. We gotta keep it novel around here. Every time I think of that dumb fucking character, I just think of Fendo and I dicking around in Third Strike on Fightcade. Third Strike is another one of those games that I sincerely hope I never get good at. Fuck, I really didn't think they were just gonna walk it in. I gotta put more time into Unist, but if my connection keeps being like this, because it's unstable for net play when it's unstable for streaming as well. Both of those are things that require pretty consistent responses. Streaming just requires way higher throughput. When is Soul Calibur, man? I like Unist, but I don't think it's a game that I can grind. Like, not as such. What I do want to put some time into is setting up Smash 64 net play over the next couple of days if I can. Yeah, fuck it. Kurnow says, I played MVC2 a bit the other day. And when I locked in Hayato, Jill, and Cyclops, my friend gave me this weird look of pity. Hello, it is me. Best Blackheart player in whatever region I happen to be in at the time. Hey Jay, is that because you're the only Blackheart player? Sure fucking is! Anyway, this situation appears to be mostly working. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put myself on the wacky playlist and I'm gonna play a couple more games before bed. And then hopefully POTATOCasts will return with something approaching some level of regularity. Chris says Blackheart actually has real players though? Well shit, I guess I can't talk about it at all now. Of course I get Snow Day. Kurnos asks, I still have no idea how the fuck to pick a team. Alright, well it's pretty simple actually. What you want to do, when constructing a balanced team in Marvel 2, what you want to do is first locate Magneto on the character select screen. And then you want to locate Psylocke. You see where this joke is going. The serious answer is that everyone you ever play Marvel vs. Capcom 2 with is going to suck dick, and so you can pick whatever you want, but you know, that's kind of boring, isn't it? What, and I don't get save credit for that? Are you kidding me? So list of games that I need to play more of. Smash 64, Skullgirls, Rivals probably. Rivals net play is unbelievably fucking frustrating. Like it tilts me in circles, dude. Because there are two types of situations. Either I run into somebody that's obviously way worse than me and spend the entire game fighting latency instead of them. Or I fight somebody who's way better than me and then, like, spend the entire time trying not to make excuses as to why I'm getting my face pummeled into the dirt. Because Rivals is fucking hard, and I have virtually no experience in it versus people who, like, actually put time into Rivals on a regular basis. Like, the game lacks a lot of stupid defensive mix-up minigame stuff. But what it's missing there, it more than makes up for, I think, and the fact that being out of control in Rivals sucks dick. It is terrible. And neutral is hard. Kurnos says, I like super explosive / aggro game plan in Third Strike and more defensive footsies based in SF4. So what I'm hearing from this is that you like to play the style of character that makes you win at the video game. Oh yeah, I put the fucking Ginga Force soundtrack in this. I have no idea whether I'll ever get the chance to play that game or whether I'd even want to. But the soundtrack is fucking ridiculous. Aw. Wait, that counted as a shot somehow? It was already well past the goal. Okay. There we go. Clear that shit. And then I'm gonna try to defend here, maybe. That's a shot, maybe. Yeah, alright. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm fucking exhausted, so this and like one more is probably my last. Bruno says, I don't know about that, AJ. You can definitely play defensive in Third Strike. Oh yeah, for sure. I don't mean to reduce any game to just one overriding component. Unless that game is L-Sword. Actually, you know, even L-Sword I can't do that with and be 100% honest about it. There's nuance even to games that are complete fucking garbage. I'm not gonna hit you with the Viscant parry or enter or anything. I feel like Makoto in particular is like... Makoto is a character where every time I ever see her played, I'm gonna have the brief moment of I want to play Makoto, followed almost immediately by I am playing Makoto and I do not want to play Makoto anymore. Says, of course garbage has nuance, that's why we have the KAC. See, I'm glad you understand. Speaking of which, I not only need to do the trailer for that, but I need to do the teaser for the summer event that comes afterwards, because if I try to do that while I'm also in the middle of the KAC, I am going to spontaneously combust because I've ingested too much garbage. There's some shit in this year's list, too. I think everybody's got their submissions in. And it's real bad. Like, it's gonna be terrible. No matter what gets picked in this configuration, it's going to be genuinely horrible. Alright, one more. And I think I want to guarantee that I'm playing Rumble this time around. I actually get higher quality games in the extra mode playlists than I do in ranked or casual. By the way, this decal's kind of cool. I know it's Rocket Pass stuff, so absolutely everyone's going to be wearing it, but I dig it. Kerno says, Chun-Li back fierce forehead. A. It's called Footsies and it's art. I think somebody just called that face off and then like I went for it anyway. But that's okay, because it directly led to victory. That's the best feeling in Rumble, is scoring goals before the items even come out. Like, they just... Nanase just drives out of the goal like, fuck it, I'm not a part of this anymore. Kill me! Chris says, one time I won a Third Strike tourney hosted by an Instagram meme page. Just playing Chun and doing stand fierce and back fierce with occasional low shorts into super art 2 or throw. I used that because I felt like I had to clear there. Yeah, that sounds like a good way to win in Third Strike. Against people who don't play Third Strike. What is the equivalent of that for other games? I'm trying to think of a tactic that could be characterized that way for like SF4. And there's like 7 different ones, and I'm not sure which one to pick. Oh shit. I'm gonna target somebody with this. Spikes, go! Easy game. Chris says you play Alpha 2 and do the same as Chun. Thinking like play AE, pick a Kuma, do stand hard kick a bunch. Help, it's standing roundhouse. What do I do? That was almost the coolest play in history, except that it was completely superfluous. Like, look at this. I swapped with a defender. I actually think that might have secured the goal anyway. I swap with the defender and I'm like, oh, I'm just going to tap it in from right here. I snuck under all of your noses to win the game. And then I just whiff the ball and it goes in anyway. Story of my fucking life. Wait, is this Ginga Force again? Oh yeah, totally is. Nice. That's bad. Hey, Frey. You have now entered the POTATOCAST. No. I've been holding onto that glove for like 20 minutes. And I finally decide, hey, maybe I should use this to like actually get us out of a dangerous situation instead of waiting to use it to score. Boot. Wait! What the fuck? Wait! Oh no. I was mashing on item like I have to use something, and oh no. Frey says a dimension not of sight nor sound, but starch. What, are we comparing the POTATOCAST to the Twilight Zone? I don't know what I'm doing. Get out of here. Ah, feels backflip, man. Ah, so close. That was almost super cool. Whoops. Okay, I have to save Christmas. Shit. Why is that so strong? So Chris just posted a long list of Marvel teams, which I really appreciate. Holy shit, what was that? And I just see anyone Cabletron in there. putting anyone in as your point is honestly a big fucking mood. I'm kind of excited about this MVC4 business. It's been all but confirmed at this point, right? We're going one further. We're not just rebooting a franchise with the no number sequel, but we're actually going back to the numbered sequel afterwards. You mean, I guess Devil May Cry 5 is pretty much the same thing, isn't it? Yeah, see, Frey's calling me out right away. But honestly, like, I'd love to play MVCI right now. Holy shit, we're just racking up score, okay. These guys have just given up completely. Nanase is just sitting in goal. But yeah, it's... MVCI looks so fun to play. It's just that I have no character resonance for, like, basically anyone in it. That and, well, it looks like shit. There's really no getting around that one. The game looks super bad at launch, too, which I think... Like, it really did it no favors that at launch, the entire game was basically, green Deadpool running around doing air guns every game, and that was what passed as neutral. Like, the early meta really didn't help it at all. Tornado, bitch. Oh yeah, shit. No. Alright, I think that's my last game for today. So we've proven that the POTATOCAST is at least somewhat capable of sustaining a stream. If you guys don't mind the 600p XD. So I guess we'll stick with it for the time being. I'll keep you guys updated on goings on as they, well, go on. Take care of yourselves. Good night.
It's frustrating!